So anyway, this is going to be the start of a new series here. Over the years, I've had a ton of questions about setting up a fur shed, skinning shed, and such. And you know, with mine being already set up and everything, there wasn't really much to show. But anyway, as some of you might know, I recently moved. With that being said, of course, I got to move everything, and with that goes a new place for my fur shed, skinning shed. So anyway, what we've got here is. That building there is full. Actually, it's got all my boats and just storage and everything else, and it will eventually be a shop. But my old fur shed was actually a 38 by 40 pole building that I would block off with tarps and kind of utilize a space there just during the trapping season for a fur shed, and then the other months it was just used for storage and a shop area and stuff. But this building here, it's not quite big enough with the move and everything, and I'm going to eventually add on to it and whatnot. But anyway, so this is what I've got here. I just had this delivered yesterday. Now, as much as I would have liked to build this, and everything else, what you can get these manufactured buildings for, I couldn't hardly build it for what I paid the materials for, let alone my time. So 24 foot long, 12 foot wide. Metal building. It's got a 9-foot overhead door. I bought it this way because I'm going to pull my side-by-side in. You got a door here and then 2 windows split halfway at 12 foot. So anyway, this is it's actually a really nice building. I mean, I would have built it about the same, but it's a blank canvas here. So anyway, this is going to be the start of the series, and I'm just going to share with you how I set up for a skinning shed, and be proficient with it, because I mean, it's a good sized space, but it's going to fill up really quickly. And they always say, I always get questions on how big should I build my skinning shed, and I always say twice as big as what you figure. So I did a layout, and I figured I could get everything in a 12 by 12 area, so I got 12 by 24. But anyway, it's a blank canvas. You got treated plywood floors here on 12-inch centers, so I can drive, a good amount of weight in here. Like I said, I just got it yesterday. It's a blank canvas. You've got a loft up there, which is going to be primarily used for storage after season, so where I can utilize this space for parking and other things during the summer. The building that you saw outside actually had 220 power running to it, but that is not big enough for what I will need to run all my welders and stuff. So what I did was I just dug the power up from the corner of it, and I'm going to utilize that power in this building. So I'm going to bring a box in right here, come up, and that'll give me actually 220 out here. It should really be a fairly efficient setup. I should use all the space I have and not be heating anymore. That was my biggest problem at my old shop was I was trying to heat a 38 by 40 pole building all winter, and I burned a lot of wood. So hopefully with this setup here, I've got just a little cast iron stove I'm going to put there, and I should use substantially less wood. So as far as lighting goes, lighting is super important whenever you do this. You can't be working in the dark. So I've got 4 42K LED shop lights coming, and I got them in the daylight, so it's that white light rather than the yellow light. I prefer that, in a shop application, not so much in the home, but in the shop application, I really like that white light. So we'll have a couple set underneath that loft there, and then a couple here, and I think that'll light the place up nicely. And with drying fur, you don't want it too hot. You want to kind of stay between that 50 to 65 degree range. You can actually cook them if you get them too hot. So with the windows being here, my primary wind here is out of the northwest in the winter. So if I need to, I'll get a really good cross breeze by opening these windows up. Go ahead, and I know it's kind of redundant, but I'm going to go ahead and seal this floor. Although it's treated, you can't hurt by doing that. And then I got a piece of 12 by 12 linoleum that I'm going to set back through that entire half of the building there for, you're gonna have water dripping whenever you wash your fur. You're gonna have blood and stuff with your skinning, and then especially when it comes time to tanning. But even so, you're gonna have grease drippings from your fur. So just make cleanup easier with that linoleum, and I'll just kind of keep the floor protected. So got all that. But anyway, that's kind of the setup I've got going on here. It ought to work really well. I've been doing this for a number of years now, and it's nice because I know what I want. It's not that I'm green going into this and I'm gonna have to make a bunch of changes. I know exactly what I want just from doing this for so long. So anyway, like I said, a bunch of you guys asked over the years, so here it is. Follow me along, and I will set up my skinning shed for you guys. All right, so I am moving along here. Just got home from work, just got a fire going in there, starting to warm up, and we're gonna do a little work this evening. But I thought I'd just show you a little update. Got all the vapor barrier up, got the insulation all on the walls, and I'm slowly starting to get I got the drywall up. Should be able to get that done tonight. Got all the wiring ran. I got the wood stove in with the cement board backing, so it's coming together. All right, so just got swept up there. Got everything kind of swept up from doing all the drywall. So anyway, this is what it looks like here after all the drywall's done and everything, and basically before I fill it up. So I've got everything wired. I've got vapor barrier, insulation, and drywall, and then the stove and everything's installed. So I'm very happy I went ahead and did this. This is my third night working on this, so after work. So it's very minimal time. If I'd have had to build this building, it would have probably taken me a week and a half just to build it, to get to this point, working after work, and our weather's crappy now and it gets dark at 5 o'clock. So I'm really happy I went ahead and went this route. Like I said, the price difference was so minimal anyway, between just what I could buy the materials for and what I actually bought this building had delivered for. So if you'd factor in any amount of your time, it wouldn't be beneficial. So anyway, this is what she looks like before, and this is probably what I'm gonna leave it at least for the rest of this season. The lighting, of course, I've just got temporary lighting. I've got some lights ordered. They should be in the next couple of days, but I've got the wiring ran and everything for it. But we're gonna have more lighting. But other than that, I'm probably not gonna mud and tape the walls. It's just not worth it. I'd rather be getting out on the line, and I can work on that in the summer. So anyway, got the wood stove in. That's all done and right and everything. So that's good. Other than that, it's pretty much fill it up. I can already tell this loft's going to be a really nice addition, because I'm just going to be able to fill it up with stuff at the end of season and during. So I still got to cut out my little area for my skinning machine, but I'm gonna wait till I get all my stuff in here and make sure all my figuring's right on my spacing of all my stuff. But other than that, it's come together. So now we just have to fill it up, and then we've got all this open space here. The exact same size as what that is. The linoleum, it turned out pretty good putting that down. So anyway, we'll get her filled up, and then we'll give you a tour there of the basically the finished shed, and let you know how I got everything laid out. All right, so anyway, I'm about settled in. Took me 4 days. which is not bad at all to be settled in the way I am. So anyway, I thought I'd just finish this off by giving you kind of a tour of the so-called finished product. There's still a few odds and ends I need to bring in, but it's to a point now where I can start using the shed for what it's meant for, skinning and fleshing and finishing out critters. So anyway, 12 by 24 building. It's like 11 and some change inside dimensions, and like 23 foot inside. So anyway, it was a decent sized space to work with. I knew I'd fill it up quick, and I did. But anyway, this is how it turned out. I've got my door here. Ended up putting my freezer right there. I lost a little bit of my door space by doing that, but I can still get my side by side in. So I ended up putting my my boarding table right here, and then my fleshing beam right there. I've got all my racks for hanging on my boards. I can hang my beaver boards just there, along with the coons. I can hang 60 boards on that rack, so that's plenty good to do. I mounted my skinning machine like so. I think it's going to work out really well. I cut a little notch there in the loft area there, so where I could offset this a little bit, so where I could still pull my side by side in and be able to have enough room to stand there and skin. Up in the ceiling, I went ahead and I put a piece of camera focus there. I put a piece of squared tubing. Excuse me, I'm fighting a cold here, but put a piece of square tubing, and I mounted a new winch. If you guys remember, I had a 12-volt winch before. I got a deal on one of these 440 120-volt winches this summer, and so I'm going to go with that. It's a little faster, which isn't bad. So I just basically cut the top off of my skidding machine. I had to cut the top off of it anyway due to the height clearance, but what this will enable me to do is I can now slide this winch back and forth, and I brought it all the way up to this open area so where I can bring deer in here, and I can winch up a deer and finish him out there. Other than that, I've got a lot of my stuff. It's not a lot, but it's most of my stuff. I've still got another probably what's there to bring in as far as trapping equipment, plus what I've got out in the field and in my truck and everything. But it's just going to stay there for the most part for the season, and then of course I'll just throw it up in the loft in the off season. Got the stove installed. That turned out real nice. This place, I insulated it. I put R18 insulation in here, and it was just below zero the other night, and I had no trouble keeping this place warm. So I got a few coons here I'm thawing out. And then I'll start to skin them. So just note, guys, if you do freeze them like this, and you put your faces where you roll them like that, you can just hang the nose area right here, and then as they thaw, they'll actually unroll for you, and everything will unthaw evenly. But anyway, put the washing machine back here. I've got it hooked up. I don't have water in here yet. I will next year. So I brought my 75-gallon tank in. I put it up in the loft, and I just fill it with a garden hose. I can run about a week on 75 gallons. And I just got a valve that'll drop down, discharge and everything. Gotta have the beer fridge. I mean, you gotta have the fridge to cool the coons down, and then you can also put beer in there. But anyway, we got the fridge there. I was able to sneak my my minnow tank in here, so that's great. Because I went ahead and right behind that drywall, I framed out an area for a little window air conditioner unit. So this summer I can have this little shop. It's insulated, should stay real cool, and so that'll kind of be dual purpose. So anyway, other than that, got a place for the dog, of course. But anyway, that's kind of the finished area. You're not walking far between stations, but it ought to work really good for finishing out and doing everything I need it to do. Like I said, I've got the space and I've got everything here, so it ought to work out well. So
Thanks for joining along with me, guys. It's been a fun project. I've always wanted to kind of have my own skin and shed, build it from scratch, so to speak. And so this is kind of what I did. I set it up, and it's gonna work great, I'm sure. But anyway, this is really what's been holding me back this year, that and prices. But just the fact that I haven't had any place, like you said, you can see I've been skinning and freezing whole, and freezer was full, and so it's good now. I can get started doing some halfway serious trapping. So for all of those of you who's been asking about videos, they will soon be coming. I've got actually quite a few videos planned. I'm going to do trapping tips and tricks. I'm going to do a fairly lengthy series, I think, on just little odds and ends that people's asked me, and cover different things. So anyway, this is it. This is the new home. This is what you'll be seeing for the skinning shed. So I appreciate it, guys. Appreciate all your support over the years. Never thought we'd get to this point with the YouTube thing, you know, but we have, and it's amazing. So thank you all for your support, and stay tuned.